The 1988 movie Willow is better than Lord of the Rings. That's me puffing away as the unpopular opinion puffin of the week. You heard me correctly. The movie that, according to an unsourced internet legend rumor, was supposed to be an adaptation of the J.R.R. Tolkien Lord of the Rings books after George Lucas failed to secure the rights, did a better job being its own thing than did the Lord of the Rings trilogy. And before you fight me on this, I'll tell you why. Actually, I'll show you why. Story. Simplicity. Less is more. An aging, out-of-control queen has advisors who foretell of a prophecy that a baby will be born and grow to destroy her. So she orders babies with a certain mark to be killed. A woman smuggles the baby out to save her, and then the baby is found by a simple little farmer with big dreams. Willow has to return this baby because the townspeople think she is a bad omen, but on the way, he learns the baby is a princess named Elora Danan, who is prophesied to bring about Bavmorda's destruction, and gets stuck being the infant caretaker and guardian. Since she is in danger, he must protect her. He finds an unlikely friendship in a swordsman and some brownies, and sets off to find a sorceress who could actually destroy Bavmorda to ensure the baby princess's safety. The stakes of the story are the baby was almost murdered by an evil woman, and an unlikely and at first unwilling guardian appears to save the baby against all odds. As producer George Lucas put it, it's about a number of well-known mythological situations for a young audience. Characters. The Lord of the Rings characters aren't bad, but come on, Madmartigan, with the best name the best swordsman of the land can have. Willow, played by Warwick Davis, who also played an Ewok in Jedi, is the perfect underdog. Just look at his height. He was thrown into a world of giants, trolls, monsters, and sorceresses, far from his simple farm. He at first just wanted to feed his family, live a simple life, try to be a sorcerer someday. Unlike Bilbo Baggins, who is just a lazy do-nothing who doesn't want to help anybody. Bavmorda, the evil queen, who actually acts evil, who has a legitimate motivation, though an evil one. We, the audience, aren't simply told she is evil, we are shown.
I'll send her into a...
You're no sorcerer!
into a realm where evil cannot touch her.
Impossible! There's no such place!
Sorsha, another great name, is the daughter of Bavmorda, who ends up having an unlikely love story with Madmartigan. Billy Barty plays the head magical honcho in town, who says when the birds go the wrong way,
Ignore the bird. Follow the river.
Finn Rizal is the aging sorceress who Willow must find to protect the baby with magic, who first appears as a possum, then an ostrich, then a crow, then a goat, then a tiger, and finally her human form. General Kale, with the most badass helmet and mask, is the general of Bavmorda's forces, played by Pat Crouch, who you may have seen in things like Raiders of the Lost Ark and the great movie Red Sonja. Tony Cox, from Bad Santa, is one of the protectors of the Nelwyn village who accompanies Willow on his first trek. But only Willow's friend Migosh stays with him, played by David Steinberg. The rest of the Nelwyn cast is great as well, such as the town leader, Burglekutt, and Willow's loving wife, Kaya. It has a great love story. This is one of my favorite romance story arcs. These two start out hating each other, until at one point, maybe they don't. What's going on? I thought I hated her. Wait a minute, I thought I hated him. But maybe not. It's a realistic romance story arc, one that doesn't feel shoehorned in like so many movies do. By the end of the movie, their love is believable and actually sweet, especially after they used to hate each other. The acting. Bavmorda, the actress, kills it in this movie. She is not some comically evil character with no motivations other than simply being evil for the sake of being evil. She genuinely wants to have a baby killed because of a prophecy, and she sells it.
Kill her.
The fact she didn't win Best Supporting Actress for this movie tells me the Academy Awards is a crock of... By the way, the prophecy, in case anyone was paying attention to this movie, actually comes true, but not how she expected. In her attempts to have the baby killed, she herself is killed, thus the baby did cause her ruination. As prophesied, the final boss battle is epic. love scenes are genuine, as are the sad scenes, and the happy scenes as well. The battles. Less is more. When you have 1,000,000 goblins fighting 1,000,000 orcs for just about no reason, it puts me to sleep. Contrast that loud and busy battle in the Two Towers or whatever that movie was, with one man, the Mad Lad himself, Mad Mardigan, defending a castle against a company of enemy soldiers, including General Kale himself. Can he do it? The odds are stacked against him, giving us, the viewers, some tension, suspense, real suspense. There were people in that castle turned to stone. There are wild trolls nearby. He is the only one to protect the little peck and his baby. He has to succeed. But look, he finds an armory with a cache of weapons and gear. And look at the look on Val's face. He is overjoyed to find armor and a good sword. He may just prevail. Luck changes again. A magic mishap causes a giant two-headed beast to add to the troubles. We, the audience, are back in suspense. You see this one man against troops, and a battle against all is a more thrilling, more realistic battle scene than 1,000,000 of one army with no strategy whatsoever, charging into 1,000,000 of another army again. No strategy, no tactics, just a senseless clash. As I said earlier, the stakes are stronger when it's simpler, more relatable, more believable. We all want the baby to survive. Compared to a nebulous idea of evil that we are told is evil, not shown, it just is. A ring has magic because it just does. It makes people invisible. Why? Just because. Eagles come and save the day and can take the people all the way to the end goal, if they wanted to. That's called a deus ex machina, a writer just writing their way out of the corner. Whereas Finn Rizal and Willow stand facing a cavalry charge, we are legitimately worried for them and truly unsure of the next move. Maybe magic eagles can come out of nowhere and save the day, if it were Lord of the Rings. The protagonists of both Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and we, the audience, are told they must join in some quest. Why are we, the audience, not shown? Is it really believable? Do we, the audience, really feel like they have to go to that mountain and Bilbo has to join them? Really? Why? In Willow, we know why, right away. See how it's the difference between good writing and bad? And yes, I'm calling Tolkien's writing bad. I don't believe in sacred cows. The music. I can't play the music here, but seriously, look up on YouTube the Danish Symphony playing some songs from the Willow score. Just amazing. I can't remember any of the music from either The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. I'm sure there's some symphony playing it, but is it really memorable compared to Willow? James Horner and his amazing music. The Hobbit in general, everything on screen and in my ear was nothing but an endless stream of distractions. Endless filler from start to finish, both on screen and in audio. It's no wonder I don't remember the score. Finally, story length. Willow told its story in 2 hours. By the end of it, you'll feel like so much has happened. You'll feel like you've gone on a grand quest with Willow and Mad Mardigan and the others. Lord of the Rings took 11 hours to tell its story, 20 hours with The Hobbit included, taking 10 times to tell its story. How many hours of that is filler? Be honest. What is the elevator pitch of each movie told in a few sentences? I said Willow's earlier. Less is more. Well, except when talking about Rotten Tomatoes scores. Though it did eventually do well financially, earning $135 million against a budget of only $35 million. Lord of the Rings obviously made billions, but Willow still accomplished more with less. And if you disagree with any of this, don't take a page out of Lord of the Rings. Show me why. Don't tell me why. Willow is better than Lord of the Rings.